Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the online session of Designing Gamified Lessons, organized by Skillveda. Skillveda is our partner in transforming education. At Skillveda, we empower your growth with expert-led learning that is flexible and tailored to you. From certification courses to immersive workshop, we have got a wide range of skill building opportunities designed to unlock your potential and supercharge your career. In today's session, we will explore easy ways to turn any lesson into a fun game. You will learn simple tricks, ready-made templates, and free apps to make students excited to learn. Let's extend a warm welcome to Ms. 𝗗𝗲𝘀𝗶𝗴, our expert trainer, educationist, and consultant. With her rich experience in AI, as AI expert, she is all set to guide you through this exciting journey. Welcome, Ms. 𝗗𝗲𝘀𝗶𝗴.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, we can start now.
Can we start, ma'am?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to one and all here. So we are around 18. Good afternoon. Okay. So we are formally inviting you for the gamifying lessons session today. Firstly, I would like to thank Skillveda for the opportunity and Twinkle ma'am for the opportunity again. And without much delay, let's get into our session. So yesterday, if you all remember, I have already started my session with all of you. I wanted you all to be my players. And I have given you 3 questions, if you remember, in your WhatsApp chat. So I told you, I'm going to give you 3 real-world classroom scenarios, and I want you to know what is your instinct or your strategy that you will use under these real-world scenarios. And to talk about the scenarios, I asked if you are teaching a dry, heavy topic like history timelines or scientific classifications, and your students are completely tuning out, what is your go-to play? And there were options like, will you stick to the textbook and you will promise a fun quiz at the end of the week, or will you turn it quickly into a sorting race or a hot seat, or will you go with that lecture to finish the syllabus on time? And scenario 2, to just recap what we have done. I'm just giving that because many of you might have not checked your WhatsApp, just to ensure that you're all in tune with me. So scenario 2, it was a large class dilemma where 40 plus energetic students are there, and if you want to run a game in your classrooms, what is your biggest concern was my question. And my options were, it's going to be an absolute chaotic noise and I'm going to lose discipline, or we don't have enough digital devices or laptops for everyone to play. And third option was, I will take up too much time and I'll fall behind on the chapter tracker. So these were the 3 options for scenario 2. And the last scenario that I gave was, what is when you hear the word gamification in education, what do you wish to master most of your classroom for? And many has said, you will be learning how to find free, zero-cost digital tools. Of course, as teachers, we are not going to spend a lot of bucks for our gamification classes. Or will you learn how to run physical low-tech games using a just blackboard or paper? Or will you be learning more of how to strike a balance between making lessons fun and achieving high-score games? So I wanted you to lock in your choices. I'm thanking everybody who has taken your time to do the voting and give me those results. Like if you take examples from some of the participants, I have received some B, A, C, BCCs, BBAs. Of course, your perspectives are different. Of course, but the psychology is that what is behind the psychology of gamifying your classrooms is what we are going to understand. And through my experience of training a lot of educators, I have trained more than 1,500 educators on AI. So definitely they are looking forward to make their classes engaging. That is something that I always understand. So I'm sure that you're going to learn a lot from me today to make your classes gamifying and engaging as possible. Okay. So if you see my screen, I have made this entire PPT like a gamified platform, okay, where you are going to enter as players. So that's how I want my session to be as well. So if you see, this is a retro model of a gamification where we insert coins and, many times, if you have seen in cartoons, if you have seen this retro style of gamifying, where you will win a lot of money, if you are lucky. So like that, I have designed this. Okay. Give me a minute. Thank you. I just thanked Twinkle Ma'am alone. I'll also thank the teachers, coordinators, teacher trainers, whosoever has taken your time today. And I'm going straight with a question. Have you ever stood at your classroom, looking inside and felt like you are walking into a room of beautifully dressed statues? Their eyes are all open, but they are staring directly at the blackboard. Their minds are currently flying kites, thinking about what's for lunch, wondering why on earth they need to learn about history, physics. Traditional learning often feels like that, completing assignment, handing in, wait days for the red pen grade, move on. By the time students get their results, the learning moment has already evaporated. Agree or not? Agree or not, people? You can put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat box, or you can even unmute and tell me. Yes.
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
I said, traditional learning often feels like, checking off a tedious to-do list. So complete assignment, do the class, take assignments, hand in, wait for a few days to, for the red pen grade and move on. And by the time they are going to get their results, the learning moment has already evaporated. Yes or no? Yes. So, thank you. So what if we could change that? What if we could walk into our classrooms and see the same raw energy, the same absolute focus and the same joy that children display when they are playing a game with their friends? That's how we are going to learn. I am Aishwarya Unnikrishnan, and today we are going to throw out that dry educational jargons, and we are going to look at how to create those practical, as you wanted, zero cost, low prep pathways to turn standard textbook or exercises or textbook worksheets or whatever into active learning journeys. So let's start. To start with, I'm going to give you a small activity. I'll just stop sharing and I'll resume this sharing. I'm going to use a tool called 𝗶𝗶𝘀, where I'm going to start with a nice snowman. How many of you like playing snowman?
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
I'm just doing it. Okay. Can everybody see the snowman?
Aishwarya ji? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
No,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to bring that and share it again. Okay. So this is a very default, what do I call it? A classic game, snowman or hangman, whatever you call it. So this word is something that is related to our session today. Could you try what this word could be? You can write the letters in the chat box. I will take it. So let's see. What shall we start with? Some letter to start with? We can see if it is there or not. G. Rashna ma'am, thank you. So G. Great. I guess the word is already known. A. Okay. Thank you, Venencia ma'am. Okay. Rashna ma'am, if the word is known, then we will put it in the chat box directly. Okay, you want E, Anita ma'am? Sorry, no. So the snowman has lost his nose. Gamification. Thank you, Rashna ma'am. That's right. So gamification was the word. Hang on. Great. How do you see this hangman game? And how much time did I take it for creating this? I just stopped sharing and then in a minute I went back and came back, right? So let's see how this is easy to create, first of all. I'll just show.
Gamification. मैं सोच ही रही थी कि gamification होगा.
Yeah. The tool, the first tool that I'm introducing today is Flippity, flippity.net. Okay. So in this, you can create a lot of engaging gamified activities. So could you please mute?
This 𝗏+CPH, please mute yourself and mention your name over there. 𝗏+CPH. We can't mute you.
Do we have the host control?
Yes, continue, please, Aishwarya ji.
Yeah. So here in this, if you see, the one that I used here today was Flippity Snowman. Can you see here? So once you click, you can just click this instructions page and you'll be taken to a quick, easy way of creating a hangman words. Imagine if you're teaching English, science, maths, history, any subject, you will have your own vocabulary for the students to learn. Yes? Of course, you will be having a lot of dictation words, vocabulary list, or, if you're teaching pre-primary also, you will have CBC words, all that. So imagine if I am going to, this is the default animals list. I'm going to have some list in my hand. Say I'm going to have some, instead of this, I'll just go for these 5. Okay, so only these 5 names. You can put your own words from your own subjects. Just put those words here. And what sort of game you want? You want a snowman or a flower bar or bomb squad or apple picker is the different what should I call it? view, maybe. Maybe we will try 𝗏𝗀𝘀𝗀 once. And I'm going to generate it. So if you have your own words, you can just put it here and select the game type and generate. So once you generate, can you see here? The snowman has changed into a bomb now. So once you click here, so you can ask your students, what could be, if you're teaching science, if you're teaching some food chain or something, if you're having some words, you can ask them to put that. Or here I have pasted some 5 animal names. So if you're going to give that, say A, if it is there, you will see that changes in bomb as well. If it is not, or B, I don't know what it was. Okay. Imagine I'm not going to see. Can you see that bomb slowly going to burst? So if your students, if you're playing this sort of engaging games, they will all be bursting with energy, to identify this particular word. Yes or no? Of course, we all know that it's easy word. And then if it is a science term or something that you're teaching right now, okay? Let's see how this bomb is going to burst. No, I'm interested in that to see. Can you see that? Of course, the students are very smart. They will definitely identify the answer if they are learning it. Of course, it's O. So can you see that, it's easy time. Sorry? Priya ma'am?
Ekta ji, you want to say something? Priya ji, you want to say something? Continue, Aishwarya ji, continue, please.
So, was it time consuming for a teacher to create that activity? It was hardly 2 minutes. So imagine if you can create such engaging, of course, this is a gamified way of training or teaching or drilling, what do we call it, vocabulary. If you are giving this sort of activity in the starting 10 minutes of your class, of course, your students are going to learn each of the spelling or the words of your topic as quickly as possible. So this is one way. I just showed you snowman. There are n number of activities inside Flippity. Like if you want to create a quick flashcard, you can do that. A quiz show, you can do, a Jeopardy style. Or even if you have a lot of students who are, not, very engaging, or if they are not willing to answer, you can have this quick and easy random name picker as well. Imagine if you have all your students' names here and you just spin it, whosoever name comes, that person has to give the answer. Won't it be great for your students to see their name coming in the board, and they are going to take up their chance? Okay, so this is going to be a great activity for your students. And
ये मुझे लग रहा है अब
and not just that, you can create a board game here, a bingo here, a word master, word scramble. If you are playing some crossword, you can even create crossword. Instead of asking your students the same dictation type of assessment, imagine if you can give this crossword to your students when you have finished revising your lesson. And if the students are going to do a crossword in their notebook, it is going to be even more engaging for the students. Instead of having a blank paper where they don't know the word or answer, they can identify. There's a lot of psychological factors also behind when you're doing a crossword kind of word games or snowman kind of, because they are gaining some autonomy. We are giving some choice. We are giving them time to think and all that. Yes. So you have to see which activity is going to map for your classroom, and you can choose from Flippity. So that would be my first tool. So we have, this is what the mission, first mission was unlocking this hidden word gamification. We did that, and 100 coins for all of you. So here I want to take some time to for you to discuss. I'm going to give you a bingo. Give me a minute. Okay. Yes. My next activity is, you all must have played a lot of games in your childhood. Yes, no, I could see many of you riding back to home, I guess. I could see a lot of bus and moving transport figures in your videos. That's okay. If you want to off your video, I can understand. You can switch off your videos and you can just listen to me well enough. Okay. So here, can you see the screen? I have made a bingo for all of you. I want all of you to choose any one question and put it in the chat box, or you can unmute and tell me something like your favorite childhood game, or your favorite card game, or a game that had made you laugh a lot, a rainy day indoor game. I have given you a 4x4 matrix. You can choose one and have a quick discussion of how is your connection to games is. You can put it in the chat box. You can unmute and talk to me. Anything is, I'm okay. You can take your time. I'll give you a minute to see the question.
ma'am.
Yeah, Neeta ji, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. इसमें जो रेनी डे इंडोर गेम्स है ना, उसमें मैम मैं बच्चों को पोसम पा खिलाती हूँ। पोसम पा क्या हुआ इस प्रकार से करके, और फिर जो लास्ट में आता है ना, कैद हो जाता है, फिर उससे कुछ अपोजिट विलोम शब्द पूछे जाते हैं।
So
Aishwarya ji won't understand Hindi, or you will understand Hindi?
I can understand her.
Okay.
So she is remembering her rainy day indoor game.
Poshampa is a very old game of kids, actually. At our age, we used to play Poshampa and Poshampa.
पोशंपा क्या हुआ
100 रुपए की
और
घड़ी
मैम
चुराई।
लास्ट में जो कैच 100 रुपए की घड़ी चुराई, अब तो जेल में आना पड़ेगा। तो जो मैम जेल में आता है ना, फिर उससे लास्ट में पूछा जाता है,
We give punishment to
शब्द
that
का
child. Yeah.
I understand. And look at the engagement. What I call energy while recollecting that.
मैम लर्न बाय फन,
Learn by fun, exactly.
फिर लास्ट में उनसे विलोम शब्द पूछना है, क्योंकि मैम मैं हिंदी टीचर हूँ, तो मुझे पढ़ाना भी है, केवल खिलाना ही नहीं है।
Yes.
So, she was recollecting her rainy day indoor game, and she is so happy to talk on that. I understand that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. And of course, you will all have your own favorite games that you have played as a child, and something that you have played as a family that you will never forget. Yes? Did I get some in the chat box?
मैम और यहाँ पे लिखा है फेवरेट कार्ड गेम। मैम इसमें लिखा है 6 नंबर कार्ड गेम। इसमें मैं ये भी खिलाते हैं, बाउल में चिट डाल के, जो चिट आएगी आपको वो करना होगा।
Okay. Thank you, Anita ma'am. And Rashna ma'am says her favorite Ludo game is your favorite board game. That's nice. And when Anjaliya ma'am has said, during a rainy day, my father, brothers, and neighbors will play indoor games like cards, carrot,
Yeah.
I guess, and chess. Meanwhile, my mother will make nice hot pakoras with nice fun we enjoy, of course. Thank you for being so visual when you are typing that. A sport you played in the street. What is that, Rashna ma'am? If you could tell me that's tapu. I'm not familiar of the game.
Stapu is a game
It's
where we
like-
write numbers on the 1 to 8. Okay. Then we have to throw a Stapu means a small stone
Okay.
on the number. Am I
Okay.
right? Am I telling rightly?
Actually, yes, ma'am. It's actually called hopscotch.
Ha, you
Okay,
can in English.
hopscotch.
Yeah, in
Okay.
English, yeah.
Indian name, the desi name for this.
Okay, that's a regional name. I understand, Twinkle ma'am.
This
Okay.
is a Delhi. I know North Indian name is Stapu.
Yes.
We say
Okay.
it Stapu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
we
of course,
also use
that is played all around India, I believe, because
Yes, yes.
as a child, there is no child without playing that Stapu. Then I will also get that name.
Yes.
From.
And
Okay.
also one more game we played when we were in grades 4 or 5 was we used to take a big elastic and used to tie it at one end, and two people used to hold the elastic, and then we used to create patterns or
Yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes.
lock someone
Yes.
in it. I don't
Cross.
remember.
There is a cross also,
Yes.
and there are many patterns. Yes.
Yes. So that was also another interesting game. I actually can't recall what all we could do, but yes, it was an interesting game. We could understand, we learned a lot of patterns and things from there. And since it was a pair activity, so teamwork also developed.
Yes, yes.
Right, that's right. Thank you very much. Of course, I could see a lot of energy in your side, Rachna ma'am. Thank you for so much. Of course, we all were unlocking our nostalgia mode, right? You all might have played, though a few wanted to put on bring that experience alive. Long before high-speed internet, smartphones, we played games on the streets and school playgrounds only, right? We all were very energetic and never bored. Okay, but I just yeah, I'm just going to put my other screen. Give me a minute. You remember this Lahori? Lahori? 7 stones we call it? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This is also a street cricket
I
type.
played.
Yeah. Like, of course, you all forgot maybe Raja, Mandris, Chor, Sipahi. No, we all might have played that as well. Name, place, animal thing, all
Yes,
that.
ma'am. 16. Solar
Yes.
chit.
Now, what made these games to be played for hours without complaining about being tired? No? It's because they all had clear, visible targets. In instance, Pooja ma'am, if you could please mute Alpna, Nagar. Yeah. Please mute everybody. I know if you are traveling, if you are at your houses.
Whenever you want to ask question, then please unmute yourself. Till now, till that time, mute yourself. Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we will not lose that flow. Yes. So why these games were played for hours without complaining about being tired? Because they all had clear, visible targets. You know what to do. And instant feedback loops also. When you throw a ball, it hits the stones, and the complete freedom to fail also.
In
Even
North
if it is-
India, we call it pithu. I remember if people are there from North India, they must be knowing it. We call it pithu. है ना?
Pithu.
Am I right? The right word is
Pithu.
pithu na?
Sitolia.
Yes, Twinkle ma'am, I've just put that in the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we call it Lahori, we call it Seven Stones, Gen Zs call it Seven Stones maybe.
Seven Stone में वो मजा, it's not so funny as a Pittu enjoys a lot. Seven Stone
Okay.
looks very imported language word.
Okay. That is very colonial, I feel.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Okay. And the complete freedom to fail also. They will restart without any shame. Now, how do we bring that playground magic back into our daily school chapters? No? I could see a lot of smile at your faces because you are bringing back something from childhood memory. And the same is expected out of you as a teacher when students enter your classroom as well. To make sure your journey today is structured and purposeful, I have set an agenda map. Let's see that. So this is going to be your agenda map. So target 1, we are going to master a simple school level framework called a play to learn loop. No heavy university psychology theories. Okay. I'm going to give you some practical steps. And we will walk through concrete.
Rekha ji, please mute yourself.
Yeah, she has done.
Yeah, I have done.
Specific digital transformations using real math, science, English, grammar examples. Okay? So we will explore offline. That is also a problem, especially in a country like India. We are not, sophisticated with lab setup in every school. So I'm going to give you some techniques where you can go for offline, no tech hacks, so your lessons can stay alive or active, even if your school's Wi-Fi or electricity is completely shut down also. Okay. So are we ready to clear our first target? Are we ready? You can put chat box ready maybe. Ready? Okay. Thank you for recalling my childhood. Thank you. Ready. Great. So here is our first agenda where we are going to understand what this play to learn loop is all about. Gamifying your school lesson is not meant to say that I'm going to turn our classroom into a chaotic video game market where 45 children are jumping on the desk. No, I'm not going to do that. In the reality of our Indian classrooms, 30 to 40 or 50 even, they are packed into benches, ceiling fans, buzzing, and the afternoon heat, making everybody sleepy. We need absolute structure. So the first part is trigger. The first step is to trigger their attention. I call it the stage mission, okay? So instead of walking into the class 8 or class 4 and slamming the textbook on the table and saying, "Chalo, open page number 40. Today we are starting simple equations," which instantly causes those 30 heads to drop in despair. Imagine I'm going to say something like, "Class, we have an emergency. The principal's office computer has been locked by a mysterious digital prankster. We have exactly 40 minutes to crack the code and save the school's unit test database." Suddenly, all those, even the backbenchers sit up. The daydreamers they will stop looking out the window. So you have created or triggered some curiosity in them. So that should be the first step, that is triggering their attention. And next step is going to be the challenge. Our syllabus does not change, okay? We are going to do the same board, exact math equations. The math problem, the science definition, or even the grammar rules. That is not going to change at all. But how do we do that is going to change. Okay? The students are going to crack the prankster's lock that I talked about. So to bypass this first firewall, we must solve this equation. So we are giving them a mission. Can you see that? We are giving them a mission to unlock. We are giving them a mission to unlock, and so their textbook is not just a chore anymore. It is going to be their weapon. And step 3 is the action. So how do we prevent this from becoming a loud, chaotic fish market? So that's what teachers many times call it. When they are doing some activity, there will be like full chaos. So we introduce structured mechanics where we divide the class by rows into guilds. Say row number 1 is Team Agni, row 2 is Trishul, row 3 is Prithvi. You tell them no shouting, work in your notebooks. The moment your bench gets the answer, tell it to your row captain. Have a captain for your rows. So the row captains have to raise their hands to lock in their team's code. So instead of screaming, students are whispering, cooperating, self-regulating to protect their team's points. If you are going to make it as a class, definitely there will be a lot of confusion and chaos. Make sure there is a structure when you do a game. It's not just something like I'm going to do an activity today, so everybody is seated, be seated on the class, start screaming. That is not going to happen. You have to make sure your students are cooperative and self-regulating to protect their team's points. So they will also be aware. And step 4, reward. The instant feedback. In our tradition system, a student solves a problem, hands in their notebook and waits 3 days for corrections. So by the time they get it, as I said, the learning moment has already passed. So we need something like an instant validation. So the moment the captain of, say, row Agni has given the correct code, you are giving them a massive strike mark on the blackboard or giving them 100 coins as their marks. So you're instantly giving that dopamine-driven feedback. So it tells their brain, I tried, I solved, I succeeded. Let's do the next one. So that's how your, framework should be. When you're playing a game in your classrooms, you have to make sure that there is a trigger, a challenge, an action, and a reward. Okay, so let's look at exactly how this is going to work across real school subjects. That is more important. So what do you think in your classrooms, which is missing? A trigger is missing, or a challenge, or action, or reward? Which is missing? Which do you think in the traditional classrooms, which is missed the most? You can put it in the chat box, which is missed the most? Is it trigger, or challenge, or action, or feedback? You can put it in the chat box. The traditional classrooms, which is missed the most? I would say challenges. Okay. Rewards. Okay, Anupsa says reward, right? Okay. Structure. So Rachna ma'am, if you could use those four words that I said, trigger or challenge or action or reward. Okay. Rewards again, Venencia ma'am, action. Okay, fine. So let's see how this is going to work in our classroom subjects. So starting with mathematics, I know okay. So I have created something for all of you. Let's see that. You all must have learned geometry at your schools. Yes, the drilling, you have to solve a lot of finding this hypotenuse, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. You all must have done that. Pythagorean theorem, if I call it right. Imagine if I say my class that we are going to do a worksheet on Pythagorean theorem. Instead of that, I'm going to trigger my class saying that we are explorers trapped in a geometry jungle. An ancient stone vault blocks our escape. And inside is the survival key, but it is locked with mechanical dials. Okay. And what is the challenge? To turn this first dial, we have to solve this math obstacle on the screen. That is, you have to find that missing side. So that is how I am challenging my children. I'll show you. Wait. Give me a minute. I'll just open up my screen. Okay, I'm ready.
You are sharing the screen, Aishwarya ji?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just doing it.
Okay, okay.
Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Imagine I'm going to, sorry. Okay. The same Pythagorean theorem, I have made it into a jungle escape. Okay. Like the, give me a minute. I'm going to my downloads. Sorry. As a geometry jungle, where you have to identify, as I said, it is locked with mechanical dials, and students have to solve this code to open this vault. Okay. Look at this. The first trap. You step into a dark room, a heavy stone lock holds the chest. You must find the missing lens to turn the first two dials. So can you see this? The same worksheet problems. Can you see how I have made it as a quest or an escape room style, where students have to identify this simple problem from geometry. I have turned it into a missing length dial where students have to identify these C. So do we have maths teachers inside? Can you quickly tell me what are the two numbers that we are trying to find out for the first two dials to identify, so to unlock? Quick, math teachers or any teachers who knows Pythagorean theorem, if you can tell me what are the two numbers that we are trying to identify. No teachers, math teachers?
But first I say the first triangle is 25. First triangle length is 25.
Ekta ma'am, do you say 25?
Yes, ma'am. First triangle.
Okay, what is the second one then?
Actually, ma'am, I am निबस तो मेरे पास पेपर पेन नहीं है अभी मैं सॉल्व नहीं कर सकती तो मैंने ऐसे ही सॉल्व किया
पेन नहीं है okay.
ये तो मैंने अपने माइंड से फिक्स किया था सेकंड
Okay.
को
Okay, so here there are some answers like 11 and 61. I don't know for which let's see. Let's try. Okay. So if you are, imagine you are trying to get your answers from your students and you are going to see if they are right. Okay. Only when it is right, you are going to go for the next dial. Okay. So we have answers like 25, 61, 11. Let's see. Click. The first dial is open and we are entering the dark room. A stone lock holds the chest shut, has opened. Okay, the first two dials are open now. So Ekta ma'am, you were right, 25, and Rachna ma'am, you also said 61, I guess. So second sum is right. Okay, so imagine the students, how fast their work will be. How fast are they going to try to solve this? And if you're doing this, you should make sure that there is a framework, as I said, that you have to follow a lot of discipline in class. So once they finish, they have to remain silent and they have to either report to their row captain, or they have to wait for the confirmation from the screen. Okay. So the first two dials are open, 25 and 61. Great. Anita ma'am, Deepika ma'am, Rashna ma'am, thank you for your inputs. Again, so what I'm trying to do is the lock shifts, the outer walls are solved now. Now we are going for the inner shapes. So imagine this is from interior shapes angle, okay? Of course, there is a hint also given here that the complementary angle sum is equal to 180 degree. So of course, the students who are very studious, they will identify it quickly. If not, they can look for the hints also. So I'm trying to differentiate my activity as well here. Okay. So those who want, they can see that sum of three angles are 180 degree. And they can quickly identify the angles and tell me. So 64
and 50.
Thank you.
Ma'am, 64 and 50.
Okay, Bharti ma'am, thank you. Let's see. Great. So that's right. So these are the other two dials, 64 and 50. That's right. The same sums in a worksheet where we are teaching about Pythagorean theorem and interior angles. I have tried to make it like a escape run. And what would be the last? So we have done this now. The final hurdle. If you want that chest to open, so we are going to see the last question here. And again, the C hypotenuse is here. Let's see who gets the right answer first.
Ma'am, I think first one is 22 and second one is 36.
22 and 36, Bharti ma'am. Let's wait for the answers. 22 and 36. Any other options from anybody else? Look at the visuals also. That is also a big part when you're creating something engaging for your students. It's unlike the usual slide. Can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to reveal the answer now. Our dials are shaking. It is going to open now, I guess. Let's see if the answer is right. That's correct. It's 29. So I think ma'am said it's 22. So it's 29 and 37. And once the answers are given, our triangle temple has opened. 29 and 37. That's right answer, Ankita ma'am. Thank you. So imagine if you are going to create this in your classroom for the same subject, math, the same topic, interior angles and Pythagorean theorem. How will the engagement be? Instead of giving a worksheet, I'll show you this worksheet as well. Infinix, sir, you want to say something? Yes, sir. Would you be kind enough to tell your name, sir? Because I had to call you by your mobile model.
you have any question?
Our network problem.
Okay. So
Yes,
we will
yes.
move ahead. So can you see the visual also? That is also a major role while you're gamifying something. It is unlike your usual slides. And you may ask me, how many of you had this doubt? I don't have time to create all this. Wasn't that in your mind? I don't have time to create all this. I just give the worksheet and they will solve just like that. Where do I have time to create all these beautiful slides? You have any doubt? And how many of you had that query? I created this in 2 minutes. Yes, Rachna ma'am, thank you for that question. How did you create this? So there is a tool called 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻 by Google, and that helps you with creating this beautiful slides. Okay, so I will show you how this is going to work as well. So 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻 is a tool from Google where you can put your sources. So I have put my sources as the same. See, this was my this was the worksheet that we worked as. Can you see this? The same worksheet, I turned it into a escape room. Imagine what sort of engagement will be there here and what sort of engagement will be there for an escape run, like temple run kind of game there. So you need to see how to make sure your engagement is going to differ class to class. So that's why I'm telling you, if you want to create an escape run, you can do that. You can even create scavenger hunt, you can do that. If you want to create a crime investigation, you can do that with simple prompts. Okay, you just have to put these two worksheets which I have used or which you have in your own subjects. Once the sources are added, you just have to, so this is where you can find, I'm not teaching 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻 today, so that's why I'm going in a little rush. So this is 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻 where you can put your own sources, and from that only your outputs are going to be, you can even create a slide, you can create reports, flashcards, infographics, mind map and all that. So I have tried to create the deck and my prompt was very simple. You want to know what my prompt was to make this beautiful slides? I'll give you that. I'll just show. Give me a minute. So meanwhile, if you have anything to ask me, you can put it in the chat box. Okay. Is this useful for kindergarten also? If then, please show anything related to kindergarten. Okay, I will do that. Okay, what prompt did you give? Rachna ma'am, I'm going to give you that prompt. Give me a minute. So kindergarten, if you want to make sure you have some visually engaging slides, you can definitely go for 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻, Miss Purvi. Give me a minute. I'll just share that prompt with you, so that I don't miss out sharing that. That was a simple prompt that I've given to create the slide deck from 𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗻. So using this worksheet, I want you to create 10 slide deck escape room narrative. So it's like escape room. If you want it to be like a crime investigation, you can go for that. Can you see the prompt I have pasted? Yes. Yes, you can make the PPT. This is actually a PPT. I did not, make anything else. This is actually a PPT slide deck that I've created. And once, you just copy this prompt over there. Okay. After having your worksheet as a source, you can add source here. So you can add the source like your worksheets here. And once your worksheets are added, you just have to use this slide deck and paste the prompt of mine and generate just that. You will be able to get beautiful escape run, like this. It can be for our science math worksheet. It can be for English worksheets, anything. Got it? Okay. So now that we have tried to use a triggering challenge like a quest, I'm going to use another tool which is very easy, unlike 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃, if I have to say that. And this is going to be 100% free again. Let's see what this tool is all about. That is called learning apps. So learning apps, just click it in the chat, Google, and you will be able to get it. Nisha ma'am, I'm sorry about that. I could speak only in English. If there is something that you want me to tell it or repeat it in Hindi, maybe Twinkle ma'am can help me out. If there is something that you want me to pitch in particularly, you can put it in the chat box. I'll ask Twinkle ma'am to repeat it. Okay. So learning apps, this is a wonderful platform where you can create activities for your students, no matter which subject you are teaching. So from here, I'll just show you. So you have to log in. Once you log in, you will be able to browse apps. So once you browse apps, there will be a lot of things like this. You can, you can see the categories like this: general studies, English, human environment, or mathematics, psychology, biology, business, chemistry, and all that. Okay, you can even set the levels. But then this is not just for English. There will be different languages as well. So let's take one for science this time. I am taking general studies, and we will see something like a timeline, maybe. Scientists and their works done by them. Okay. Okay, this is like eastwards. You have to match. Imagine if you are teaching something like this in science. Okay. And climatologist, and what does he do? So you have to see to that. This is my first time. Let me also see what is studies the living organisms. Matter, the interaction between energy, matter, photograph stars. Okay, so climatologist. So you have to do this. You have to drag and match to the correct eastward. Okay, so that's how you have to do the mapping. Okay, and I'll choose something else. See, let's say again from geography, maybe this time. Find the flag. Let me see this. This can be a nice activity for mapping. Okay, so this is something. Okay, if you give these places, and they have to find out the correct place or the country. Here it is given, I guess. Okay. So once they all click all of these, and they can check whether it is right or wrong. So once it is given, so if it is wrong, it's red. Can you see that? So if you are giving some mapping activity where you want to give some digitally engaging maps for your students, you can use that. Or if you're teaching something like a timeline also, I found it very engaging for the timeline. Give me a minute. See, this is like millionaire game. Have you seen? I know you all must have seen millionaire kind of games, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 and all that. So like that, you can, if you want to play, you can use this where you are going to show your students relative atomic mass. So what is this? And if it is correct, okay, it is like the green, sadly you have lost, try again. So this is like 500,000, 10,000, like each question carries some amount of money. Okay, so like that it is going to be. Okay, so here also you can try like this. And if you want to create one also, you will be able to do this, create an app. So you have an idea in your mind, you want to pick up template. Okay, yes, that's what I'm telling it right now, Rashnama. You have an idea in your mind, you want to make it as a matching pair, or if you want to make it as a timeline, if you want to make it as a millionaire game, you can do that. If you want to make it as a crossword, a pairing game, guess the word, like mapping, fill table, word grid, close text, all that is able to, all that is going to be free of cost. You just have to fill it your content. If you may remember, if I'm going to make this matching pairs, okay? I'm going to give this matching pairs, and there are some examples. Like example 1 is this. Example 2, where you can map it.
And now, play by TN card.
Please mute, ma'am. Mute, sir. Subham, sir. You can even give them listening activities as well here. Or if you want just to match it, you can do that without listening also. Okay. So I'm going to give this create new app. So once you create new app, so that is going to be like, you can give the title of it. Okay, you can give the title of it. You're going to give the task description. What is your text is going to be? And if you have some image, you can put it. You can, if you have some audio also, you will be able to place it. And then once you do all that, you'll be able to create this wonderful activity for your students through learning apps. Okay. So this is a nice platform where you can create a lot of engaging activities for your students, where you can play it as a class. Okay. Like this, like if you have words where students have to segregate or classify which is plant cell and which is animal cell, like that. Okay. And last one is going to be a gamified platform itself. So all these games where we have to do a lot of work. And imagine if there are some options, like how many of you have used Kahoot in your classes? Kahoot, quizzes. Have you tried using Kahoot? Because post-COVID, we had a lot of tough time to engage our students. Of course, you have used Rachna ma'am. So, of course, the engagement level when you are doing those drilling through gamified platforms is different, definitely different. So we will try one. I'm going to give you, maybe Kahoot is very popular and everybody must have seen. I'm going to give Bluecat. Bluecat is also another gamified platform where students are going to enjoy playing a lot of, more than Kahoot, I enjoy Bluecat and quizzes. So here, if we have something like, I'm going to discover some easy questions for all of us to play with. Okay, so I'm going to set one easy one. Say, you can even go for different subjects. Okay. So I'm going for some simple, quick questions. They all are very high questions. This time we will take one ELA, okay? Somebody was asking for kindergarten, right? Let's say if we are... This is not a software. These are all websites, okay?
We will send all the notes in the group. You will come to know all the names of the apps and the sites which are available.
Yes. Okay. What I'll do, I'll just create it quickly. So creating is easy with 𝗏𝗏𝗀. If you have 𝗗𝗏𝗀𝗀, you can easily create with that. These are all free of cost only. I'm not sharing anything that has premium or firewalls, okay? So Khan Academy is another website where it gives a lot of options where where teachers can create content with. So I'm trying to create some 4th grade. Subject is reading and language arts. And my topic is, say, adjectives. Okay, and I'm going to start. And 𝗏𝗏𝗀 gives me a good amount of questions where I can select it from. So math was Pythagorean, right? So I wanted to touch all the subjects, that's why. Okay. So whenever you create something with AI, make sure you see whether it is right, because as you all know, AI can make mistakes. So when you're trying to create something out of AI, be it lesson plan or whatever, make sure that you are having a human eye into it. So I have created some 5 questions. And I'm going to save this set. And I'm going to host this live. So I'm going to give this as a gold quest. I'm going to host it. Okay, so for the question to give, the total time itself is only 5 minutes. Okay. Host. So once I'm going to host it, I'll copy this link and I'll put it in the chat box. Please join my 𝗏𝗏𝗀. If you want to play some game to understand how you can play with 𝗏𝗏𝗀, you can please join and try to understand the game techniques, because it has a leaderboard where students are.
Aishwarya ji, we can scan this QR code also, no?
You want to scan that, ma'am? Yeah, you'll be able to do that.
Just for the educators, I want to know. Yes, everybody can scan this QR code also.
Yes.
To play that game.
If you're using mobile, that's the easiest part.
Yeah, that's the easy one. Yeah.
So if it is not, just click the link that I've shared in the chat box. You will be directly taking it to the.
Please check the link in the chat box. You can click on that.
Yeah, I could see 4 of them have joined. Anu ma'am, Deepika ma'am, I don't know who is this, RR, Venance.
Anita ji, Purvi ji, Vineet ji, Janvi ji, Ankita ji, please join the link or scan the QR code.
Yes, ma'am. I joined with the Anu name.
Okay,
It
fine.
was asking nickname, so I.
Was it asking any ID? Who said that?
It was asking for nickname, so I write there Anu instead of
Okay.
Anita. Yeah.
So that is also equally important, because when you're sharing something with your students like this, make sure it doesn't ask for any email IDs or something. Okay, so that is something that you all should.
Privacy, not that private.
Whenever we are using something digitally, make sure you are not involving students' information into it. So we have 7 here. I'm waiting for 2 more. If you could join. Okay, you want me to paste it again? You can see it, Pooja Kumari ma'am. So if your classroom is capable of, having your students at a lab setup where students can actually do a game, you can definitely go for 𝗏𝗏𝗀 to understand their conceptual understanding. So all the students can play at a time. So this is not possible everywhere. So that is why I'm bringing it at the last. If your classroom is, capable of having a lab setup for your lessons, make sure you use this 𝗏𝗏𝗀, quizzes, Kahoot kind of games where your students understanding, or they all to play together, and there's a lot of energy inside. Okay, I'm going to start it. So once you start, you will be able to answer the questions. You will have a lot of, gold rush inside the. Okay. So who has the most gold will win after 5 minutes. Ready? Okay. So I will also try seeing how the game is. So this is how the game is played. I want all of you to play. Don't come to my screen. I'm also seeing how this is played. Those who are playing, great. Anu ma'am is leading. So I can even open chests inside. That's great. Oh my God, I didn't get anything. Okay. So, okay. I will try this time. So I can even swap. So what is this swapping? Oh, I can swap my money from people. That's great. So I will swap from Anu ma'am then. She has a lot of money. And look at this. I'm getting the other chest. So Anu ma'am has taken 52 gold from me. So people, imagine if your students are going to have this kind of engagement in class where they're going to steal money from each other, where they are going to play for gold. Won't it be great? Bharti ma'am has swapped my gold. I was in the first place. Okay. I'll make one answer wrong to see how things are going to be. Okay. So once if you're correct, okay, it is telling me that the correct answer is this. Okay, great. Okay. So you can even get again and again in the loop, I guess. So whenever you get a correct answer, you will get gold or any powers. So I'm not going to steal from Deepika ma'am, let it be. So this is how our game is played. So Bharti ma'am is leading. If you all can see, I want all of you to experience this sort of games in your classrooms. Only when you experience here, you will be able to take the same energy there. I could see many of you not joining. You're missing out a lot of fun. That is
Actually, one school teachers are traveling back to their home. That's
Okay.
why they are not able to join
okay.
them. Yeah.
That's okay. Great. So I think we are, how long are we in our time? So last 40 seconds. So those who wants to win a lot of gold, please make sure you quickly finish your last moments. So Deepika ma'am is, okay, somebody has taken Deepika ma'am's swapped, I guess. So Deepika ma'am's gold is swapped with Diya. And almost like 7,000 gold has gone to her. Imagine if your students are going to swap like this. They're going to love it. And Anu ma'am is leading. Last 10 seconds. So Bharti ma'am is leading now. So look at the last part. Come to the leaderboard. Look at the last part, how this is going to be. Final standings. Great. So Vandana ma'am gets 20,900 gold. Great. And Bharti ma'am and Deepika ma'am, you are the winners of our activity. Excellent. I want you all to either unmute or put it in the chat box. How was your experience playing this?
Ma'am, wonderful, amazing.
Thank
It was
you.
very nice, ma'am.
Really enjoyed a lot.
Thank you. How many of you were actually players inside, trying to steal money, trying to open the chest? You enjoyed. Thank you, Purvi ma'am. Thank you, Vandana ma'am, Priya ma'am. Of course, I imagine having the same level of engagement in your classrooms as well. No, these are same. I just chose some 5 questions from grammar and you went back to your childhood. Okay. Lot of fun. Thank you, Vinansia ma'am. Of course. So when you are trying to make your, you can even not just play live, you can even share it as a homework or assignment for your students, the same game. Okay. So if you have to do that, you can even see the report. That's the best part. It's not just playing and leaving after the class. Can you see this?
Please stop scribbling on the PPT.
Yeah. I could see a lot of scribbling here.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
See, can you see this? So you have the real-time analytics also for the same. So 17 students attended it. Is there an option?
Aishwarya, please stop scribbling on the PPT. It will waste your time also and our time also.
Yeah. If you see that our classroom engagement is 84% is correct. So you can even have an understanding of who got, how much. So 4 wrongs was there, and all that will be able to see for the for the teachers as well. And if you want additional insights, you have to go for plus. But for us, this is enough as a teacher, right? So, go for tools that are giving you a lot of free options. Okay. So that is more important. And if you want to set it as a homework for the students also, you will be able to do that. So once you create your set,
Aishwarya, we share your PPT so that these scribbling goes out.
Yeah. And, you instead of hosting, you just click assign and share it with your students. Okay, you can do that. So the last part to give. So make sure you are engaging your students with a lot of points, badges, leaderboards, kind of stuffs where you are trying to turn your dry syllabus into a creative quest, real-time achievement, teamwork, and all that is, enjoyed. And all this, not just for digital tools, you can even create tic-tac-toes for your students, scavenger hunts, or have a hot seat kind of games. Not just online, you can even have a lot of offline games to work with. So last, as I said, I'm going to give you that loot for you. So you're going to claim that loot from me. And so all these are put into a PDF and I'm sharing it with you in the chat box. Is it sent now? Yeah. Will you be able to download? I hope all can download it.
We have already shared the notes in the group. This is the same thing you are talking about?
Which notes, ma'am?
You have sent me the notes, notes.
PDF.
Yeah, PDF, exactly.
No, this is the tool guide, ma'am. How to go about.
Okay. I will share this. I have downloaded it. I will share this also.
Yes, please. So that is how our session went on. So was I on time? Yeah, I have last 5 minutes to go about. So please tell your feedback, like how did the session go? How do you think you can gamify your classrooms? Which tool was great to work with? Download, you couldn't. You can see a small down arrow. You can just click that and you will get it downloaded. Movie ma'am.
Yeah, I have done that. I have done that.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any query till now?
If there is anything, please make sure, first you get your hands on with this tool. You will get to understand a lot of queries. Yes.
We have shared the notes in the group also. Please go through the notes. If you have any doubts, then please let us know.
Yes, sure.
We will be sending the feedback form also. Any questions from the session, please go ahead. Can we summarize the things, Aishwarya ji, the tools or the apps which we have used?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So today's session was about gamifying lessons, where we saw a very quick framework to use in your classrooms, where it started with triggering your students' attention and giving them a challenge to work on, and what action are they going to take, and finally, how are we going to reward them for winning the quest. And that's a simple framework that I worked with all of you. You can try making it as a escape run quest, where like scavenger hunt, like gamifying classrooms, or you can even use simple games like snowman or word games, or you can even use games like how I did look at. That's a wonderful way how you can utilize your students' energy inside the classroom. You may not ask all your students to work on their separate computers or mobile phones. You can play it live with your students, where students are going to write it in their notebooks, or where they are going to tell it to their row captain, something like that. So make sure let's not bring in a digital divide in India. When I say gamifying classrooms, is not for all the schools are not blessed with computers or laptops. So let's try to make it innovative as possible for the students. And thank you for saying that the session was knowledgeable, and make sure you bring in a lot of technology support so you can actually reclaim a lot of time for teaching. And these are not going to take a lot of time. Thank you for the opportunity, Twinkle ma'am and Skillveda.
I think we are done with the questions now. Thank you, Aishwarya ji, for your time and effort and for such an interactive session you have just given. I hope everybody likes the session. And we have sent the feedback form in the group. Please, that form is mandatory. Fill up that form, and so we'll be sharing the certificates in the group itself. Any query, any question, you can send in the group. We will answer those.
Ma'am, I would like to say something. Thank you, Aishwarya ma'am. You actually gave us a feel of first-hand experience of what gamification is all about. Thank you so much for sharing all the tools, and it was a very, very wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachana ji. Thank you, Rachana. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Aishwarya ji.
Thank you very much. See you all.
Thank you.